What's going on, guys? Hope you are having a great day out there today, guys. The time has come. We're going to rip the Tekno, and at the place I swore I wasn't going to take it. However, it is a nice, dry, sunny day down here. It's going to get a little dusty, a little dirty, but I think it's a good time to take this thing out for a rip. I haven't got to really jump this thing and give it any good testings yet, so I want to take it out here, give it a little rip. We're going to give her some smaller jumps, see how she handles, see how it jumps, and have a little fun with this thing. Guys, but what I'm running in this thing is the Tekno 2000 kV RX Gen 3 combo is the motor setup in here. I have the high-tech servo with this thing, and we got a bunch of the M2C upgrade goodies on this thing. We got the front steering block upgrade on this thing, the rear center brace, and the chassis. So we're going to take this thing out, give this thing a rip. Also, I'm running an 18-tooth pinion on the setup right now. So I don't know what I'm going to do with gearing. I know I got to mess around with this thing at the actual track to get a better idea of the gearing. But this is what we're going to run on it today. We're going to run this thing on a 4S. Go ahead and have a little fun, guys. So stay tuned, everybody. All right, guys. Well, I'm not sure if this is a great idea or a really bad idea, but we are going to rip the Tekno down here at the track and see how she jumps, see how it handles. Have a little fun with it. Get a little dirty. Thing hasn't seen anything yet. Man, this thing just so smooth. I mean, the way that the power with the censored system, I mean, it is just, and it just, I mean, it just lands like it's landing on a pillow. But gonna mess around with it a little bit, have a little fun, see if there's any adjustments. I know it's gonna be kind of hard to determine, you know, how I want to set this thing up for a motocross track versus obviously a track, but we're going to have a little fun, guys, so stay tuned, everybody. She jumps beautiful. Heck, I'm still having to get my little bit of steering trim set up. Getting some adjustments because it's the first time really getting to run this thing. Now, I'm only at about, I don't know, 1/3 throttle. Not on it very hard. If I get on it, I mean, it'll definitely move, guys. I think the gearing is honestly, the way I'm kind of feeling automatically for a shorter track, obviously it's geared a little bit high. So I'm going to keep an eye on the temperatures and make sure everything is staying cool. But she handles like a dream, man. Gonna run the Tekno through the whoops here. Man, it just hugs the ground and just rolls along so smooth. Like the drag brake, you know, for running on a track and stuff like that, for motocross track, it's a little set a little too high. I don't know if I'm going to want to turn that down, because honestly, I don't know what I want exactly for a track because I'm not that familiar with it, but I'll learn and figure it out as I go. But guys, she runs terrific and just, this thing handles like a dream. So smooth. All right, well, I'm sure many of you want to see this thing jumped at least a little bit. So we are going to send her off of this thing a few times. See how the suspension feels. Very nice and plush. Felt pretty good off of that one. The air control is pretty good on this thing. I mean, I haven't had to get on it really hard yet and do any major correction. But it definitely has no problem straightening itself out in here. And like I said, but for jumping, you know, the drag brake feels a little bit too high because it's, you know, it's sort of similar to the Rift. I don't want to call it that at all. But, you know, it tends to want to slow down, which does bring your front end down a little bit in the air as you're jumping it. So you do have to be a little more mindful with the throttle. So depending on how, you know, this thing, oh, man. See, it even sucked up that jump. Just cased off of that thing and still landed nicely. She just flies so gracefully. Fun finally getting to rip this thing, you know, and all the hours put into building this thing and setting it up, finally getting to run this thing is just awesome. She jumps so nice. Very plush. Doesn't have that massive slap to it. Suspension definitely working really nice. And guys, this is all the stock fluids in this thing right now. You know, this is what they send you with the kit. So I haven't adjusted my differential fluids from stock or suspension or anything. So she's pretty much stock other than the M2C upgrades on it and Oh, I also did, because it arrived and I put it in there last night before I ran it, I did go with the steel spur gear on this thing because I was just afraid of that plastic one. You know, when I am just kind of running it, you know, at the track or the BMX track or anywhere, I didn't want to strip that thing out. So I did go ahead and put the steel spur in it just so that I didn't, you know, encounter any problems with that. But guys, so far, loving the handling of this car. Oh, there we go. Getting a little more comfortable with it. I really don't want to go tumbling this thing immediately. I just real quickly took the motor temps on this thing, and guys, I mean, the motor's still running nice and cool even with this gearing. I mean, I'm not getting on it real hard, obviously, but she's still running nice and cool, so no problem so far with temperatures. Woo! Guys, sorry. I know I get a little overly excited sometimes. I just have fun out here, but I just managed to clear this whole little double in here. I mean, this is about, you could measure it off, but I'm going to say somewhere around 30, 35 feet, 40 feet maybe, to the dyno ramp where it just landed beautiful. One note I did kind of forget to talk about when I was back there, and I know I sometimes talk a lot. Well, I talk a lot all the time, I think. But the shock setup on this thing, I am running the stock fluids. However, I am running the M2C Racing emulsion shock caps. So they are bladderless shocks. And they are just, guys, it is just so smooth. I mean, the way that this thing lands and these wheels stay planted are just amazing. Gonna give her a few more higher speed rips down through here and see how she feels. Handle so nice. She's got plenty of power. I mean, for a track especially, it's not gonna have any problems getting around, I don't think. I'll have to continue to work with it and see what I actually need, like I said, because the racing side of it will be new to me when I start running this thing on the indoor track. But the servo is just on point. I mean, it is just so reactive. It's not used to servos being this smooth. Of course, I've also never spent $140 on a servo before, so it should be nice. We're going to send it out of the bowl one time. Hopefully we clear this whole thing, because it's a little bit of a rough landing if you don't. Man, the air control is just awesome. Beautiful. I mean, it just lands so smooth. Never had suspension so just work beautiful. Guys, this thing is just awesome. Just a really fun car. Yep, kind of came into that one a little wonky. The only thing with the smaller tired cars, when the track's rough like this, it's kind of hard sometimes to get lined up properly on the jumps because it bounces around so much. Woo! Just barely saved that one. Thing kicked the back end up hard, but still had enough wheel speed to correct her out. Didn't really want to Bundy shock tires immediately. We're going to give her one more jump out of here. We might go hit that little tabletop over there and see how it jumps off of that one. Little side kick in the air. Still landed it beautiful. Nope, no mud, no mud, no mud. I am not getting this thing muddy. One rule I have, this thing will not see water puddles like that. Alright, we're going to give her a few jumps off of here. We're probably going to finish this video up. I'm not going to make it too much longer. But I know a lot of people really wanted to see this thing out here and ripping, and how she handled and how she jumps, and you know, kind of the first impressions of this thing. And guys, I mean, so far, ooh, that one's got a nasty kick to it at the top. But guys, so far, loving the way that this thing handles and jumps. I mean, it is just like nothing else I've ever had. It just always lands like it's landing on a little cloud. Suspension is working beautiful. Especially for stuff like this, even on a little bit rougher stuff, because I mean, I know the tracks can still get pretty rough, but you know, this is a little bit more harder than what you know, sometimes they see on the track, but it's taking it awesome and handling great. Nice air control, really happy with it. But that probably is going to finish up the video, guys. I don't want to make this too much longer. Wanted to take it for a little rip, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a blast out here getting to... Whoa, no! Well, there goes the first catastrophe with the Tekno, guys. She just took a roll down. At least it rolled down through the weeds. I'm going to go out and retrieve it, and I'll be back in a second, and then we'll try and wrap this up. Well, it took that like a champ. Don't see anything wrong. It tumbled through the weeds, so it sucked up most of the impact there, but not trying to do that too much to this poor car. But I'm gonna go up here, close out this video, guys. All right, guys, well, we're gonna wrap this video up. Got the first little run-in on the new Tekno ET48 2.0, and guys, so far the first impressions running this thing has just been awesome. I mean, this thing jumps and handles so nice. Just sucks up those jumps really smooth and keeps those wheels planted. So far, guys, she is a winner, and cannot wait to take this thing to the indoor track. You know, I mean, that's what I mainly got this thing for. But it was a nice day down here, so I had to take it out for a rip. But we will be running this thing on the indoor track during the wintertime here, especially because it gets rather nasty out here at the motocross track. But we will still be out here as long as there's not, you know, 3 feet of snow. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video on the new Tekno today and had a little fun with it, getting to jump a little bit and seeing how the build came together. And guys, very happy, really proud of this thing, and can't wait to take this thing for some further rips. But that's going to do it for the video today, guys. So until next time, y'all, be safe, be careful out there. Peace out, everybody.